How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Positive Mindset Podcast, where we come together to raise our vibration, lift our perspective, and build that positive mindset. My name is Henry, and I'm so thankful to have each and every one of you here today because in this episode, we're going to unlock that exact path. If you're ready to level up, if you want to step into your positive energy, this is going to be the episode for you because we're going to do just that. But before we get started, we're going to take a few moments to slow down, zero in. We're going to take some deep healing meditative breaths to help us align on the frequency that we want in our lives. So pick a word, be love, joy, happiness, abundance, whatever frequency you want. And we're going to take a deep breath in. And as you're breathing in, you're going to say this word over and over and over again, really charge yourself up with that energy. And then as you're holding your breath, visualize yourself doing something in that frequency. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. And out. We're going to take another deep breath. This one's about alignment, about getting ourselves in receiving mode so that we can receive the message that we need to hear to get us in that positive perspective. So just imagine that you are surrounded by the most healing, uplifting energy that's meant specifically for you. It could have a certain color, a certain taste, a certain smell, however you imagine it. And when you breathe it in, it's going to charge you up. It's going to break down the negativity, the blocks, the weight, everything that's just been holding you back. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take another deep breath in. And out. Well, before we get started, if there's something that you enjoy or take away from this episode, if you're on YouTube or Spotify, you can actually leave a comment below. Not only does it help me know what resonated with you, but somebody else might read your comment and it might inspire them to give this episode a listen. I want to make this the #1 mindset podcast in the world, and the best way to do that is together. So whether you leave a positive comment or share this with somebody, it means the absolute world to me, and I could never thank you enough. But let's go ahead and dive into today's episode. So this message, this podcast might be one of the most just powerful ones that I've ever done. Now, there's ways to measure it. Of course, there's the message, right, where I think, oh, this will influence the most people, or this will be, the most mind shifting or perspective changing, verbiage or sentence or story that I could tell. But this one's for me. And that's where this podcast started, because I wanted to expand in my energy. I watched it because I started this podcast really when COVID was going on, and I was watching some people that I had mentored, that I had done development plans with, and they were really succeeding. And when I reflected on my current state, where I was at in my career, I realized that I had an opportunity for growth too. That nobody had really mentored me, that I had never, worked with somebody to help me grow. So I started this podcast, or at least shifted it in a way where that's what it was. I would create a message for myself. And in a sense, every episode since then has been in a degree for me and for you, because I do believe that we're growing together. That's how we become the rising tide. One person can't do it alone. But how do you make the biggest shift? And I've talked about I am statements. I've talked about gratitude. I've talked about the actions and all those things. But the biggest thing you can do is say something so powerful, so strongly again and again and again. But don't just say it with your words. When you say it with your actions, your thoughts, and your beliefs, that's truly speaking into the universe. When you say, I am the greatest blank, whatever it is that you want to be, I am the greatest father. I am the greatest producer. I'm the greatest podcaster. I'm the greatest leader. I'm the greatest friend. When you start saying things like that, speaking it into the universe, just imagine the universe shaking, the frequency starting to warm up, the waves of energy moving. You say it. It creates the ripple. But then when you say it again and again and again, the colors start to churn. The frequency starts to shift. And then when your actions follow in alignment with it, it really starts to change. And the world literally shifts. Because the world is not as it is as we are. So if you're not seeing the path that you want in the world, you have to level up yourself. The path is there, you just can't see it. Everything is available to you at this moment. And again, this is saying this to myself. Everything is available to me at this moment. Without a doubt, any dream, any desire, any person, everything is available to me now. It's the belief that needs to shift. It's the perspective that needs to grow. It's the path that once it's built within will be presented in front of me. The same is true for you. How much are you willing to say you're worth? How much are you willing to believe you can do? It's all up to you. You have the power. You have the strength. You have the mindset that's ready to be shifted. All you have to do is make the choice every single day. The more you choose to speak, think, and act in alignment with what you say, the more it'll become your reality. You see it all the time. Negative people talk about negative things. Hurt people talk about hurt things. Loving people talk about loving things. The way you are, the energy you are, is what you'll speak about. If you want to shift the way you are, start with what you speak about. Once you start speaking something, thinking about something, acting in alignment with something, your internal state will shift. It's not going to be the other way around. You're not going to start speaking about loving things once you have love within. It can't work that way. You are as you are. If you want to see something different, you want to experience something different, remember, the world is a reflection of you. So if the world is a reflection of you, what you put into the world is what you're putting into yourself. But you do it with the words, with the thoughts, with the beliefs, and with the actions. Anything is obtainable. We could make the world that you desire, the world that I desire, the amazing experience that we all want. We could make that today. We just don't believe it. We don't believe it enough for it to happen. It has to start with a small step. You take one step, you get closer. You take 2 steps, you get closer. The more you say and believe, the more it becomes the reality, the more it becomes truth. And again, this is going to be an episode, and I don't re-listen to them all, but this is going to be an episode that I listen to again and again and again because I need this charge. You need this charge of how great you are. Everything you've been thinking, everything you've been speaking, everything you've been doing in alignment with that has come true. You may not be aware of it, but the laws of the universe, they don't start working once you know them. They are always there. They are always in action. You want to create something amazing? Do it. Speak it first. And then once you speak it, make the words resemble your actions. Every single time. It doesn't mean you say, I'm a millionaire, and then all of a sudden you're a millionaire. But when you say, I am a millionaire, why? Why are you a millionaire? Because I do X. And then when you say, when you do X, align with that, build with that, receive at that. That is your purpose. Your purpose is not the material thing. The material things can be results of what your purpose is, but your purpose is lined with love. Your purpose is lined with healing. Now, the exact form of that purpose, whether it's being an accountant or, you become a fireman or you're an entrepreneur, whatever it is that you decide to do with your path, that's just what you're doing. Your purpose is who you are while you do it. I want every single person that listens to this podcast to become as abundantly wealthy as possible because every single one of you is on a quest for a positive mind. You want love within. You want to raise that frequency. Why wouldn't I want you to have abundance? You will do good things with what you have because you're on this journey. It's a part of the journey. If you can do good within you, and then you can take resources in the world and do more good with them, that's a great win. So be abundant, expand. And this is myself. Henry, you have a vision of what you want to do. You don't just want to be a podcaster. You don't just want to be a coach. I don't just want to, talk. I want to create the experience where you can go and shift. Of course, you can listen to these podcasts and it makes an impact. Of course, I can do speaking engagements, one-on-one coaching, all those things that make an impact. But how do we truly shift? In my mind, it's creating places in the communities. A gym, you could view it as a gym, but it's much more than that. But places that people can go to heal physically, mentally, spiritually. Growth physically, mentally, spiritually. Not just for the people that go there, the customers, but for the team members, the people that own it. What an amazing thing. That's what it is to me. So when I'm questing to grow, whether it's my business, my coaching clients, the Positive Mindset podcast that you're listening to right now, Freedom Fundamentals, any other investments or businesses that I'm associated with, it's all for that vision. Find your vision. Find it and see it every single day. Do you know how beautiful it feels to know that you want something, to have this commitment to being something, to achieving something, and then following through with the actions? The results don't even matter because you're in flow with it. When you're acting and moving in alignment, speaking in alignment with what it is that you desire, the results, even though they'll come, those aren't what fulfill you. It's waking up and living the day in alignment with it. It's the small wins that add up that make you feel so good. You have the power for this. You are so capable. There's so much in store for you. I just want you to know it. Level yourself up and become the rising tide that lifts all ships. Well, thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode was impactful. I know this one I said it was for me, and it definitely was, but I do hope that it resonates with you. If you want to make sure you don't miss a single episode, make sure you subscribe to my email list. There's a link down below. It'll keep you up to date with every single episode. And if you want to follow me on social media, there's my Instagram and TikTok down below. So I appreciate all the follows there. And if you're ready to level up, if you want to join a community of people that are on the same path, reach out to me via Instagram about my group, Freedom Fundamentals. We do talk about health, wealth, and happiness. In fact, the basis of it is real estate, on how you can make some money in real estate. We do teach that process. But of course, my spot that I own is the mindset piece, how to shift into the person that can receive what it is that they desire. So if you're interested in more information, or you just want to say hi, Instagram is the best place for that. And I appreciate everybody that has done that. Well, thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, and I can't wait to talk to you next time.